Let's talk about jet lag. So I travel a lot and I go from East Coast, West Coast, West Coast, East Coast. And now with this big trip overseas to Poland through London, I picked up a few tricks that I was already implementing in my travels anyway, but then I put it on a larger scale to see how it performed and how I did. One, obviously your health and fitness are gonna be a huge factor into this. So make sure that you're taking care of yourselves, that you're working out as much as you can, and that you're eating healthy and drinking plenty of water. But the key to this whole thing is hydration, right? Keeping the brain moist, keeping the skin cells and everything else moist, which we all know this. When we travel, we tend not to drink as much, either because it's like the temperature changes are pretty comfortable everywhere we go, so we don't get thirst, we don't sweat a lot, which is a big one for me. I'm used to sweating in Arizona all the time, so when I don't sweat, I end up peeing a lot more because I'm processing and pushing out more fluids that way. And I'm at the airport, so if you hear some noises, don't be too rattled by them or distracted. Stay here with me. We're talking about the dehydration potential and how that plays a factor on jet lag. So what I did for this trip, I made sure that I had plenty of fluids with me. So when I got to the airport, I bought 2 liters of water. I drank one, I refilled another one, and then I drank another one first part of the trip. I dropped an LMNT packet, which is just an electrolyte rehydration pack, into the next one, and then I pounded that one down. So 3 liters of water with 1 hydration packet, and then I think I had a coffee somewhere in the middle there on the way there. Didn't eat too much, ate a small meal on the flight, and then when I got off, again, water. Picked up another liter at the airport, so I was in for 4 liters on the way there, which then, and also I didn't sleep for the whole flight. I fell asleep for like 20-30 minutes. I woke up and I continued to stay awake. I tried to stay awake the best that I could so that I would be more tired there. It was an 8-hour time difference into the future, so it was later there by 9 hours. Once you get to Poland, it's 9 hours total. So by staying hydrated, not sleeping, I was running on fumes the last like 3 hours that I got there. I got there about 6 in the afternoon, finished customs probably 6:37, and then we were checking out the studio where we were gonna be training and the area, talked for a little bit, caught up on things, went over material, the whole gamut that you would do when you travel and teach a course somewhere else or in another country with a new host. And so by the time I got back to the hotel, it was roughly 9:30, 10. Got gear ready, got myself ready, took a shower, cleaned off from the trip. Always take a nice shower after a trip. It's good to get rid of all of the material that you've picked up along your travels, right? You know this, I know this. And then, so crashed out about 11, slept through 11 to about 7 in the morning, picked up at 8, and then we rocked on for 2 days, and jet lag didn't really set in the whole time that I was there. I was there for about 6 days total. Same thing on the way back. I crushed a liter at the airport, and then I crushed 2 liters on the flight, 1 LMNT packet midway through, so we're in 3 liters, and then about another liter on the way home from here, so 4 liters total. And again, didn't feel much that whole flight, didn't sleep on the flight there, got home about 2-3 in the afternoon, and then geared up for the day, didn't go to sleep, stayed up through the night. I crashed early, about 9 or 10, right after the kids went down, 9 or 10, and then woke up and everything was semi back to normal. Obviously there is this little weird sensation that you're gonna have, but that's okay. You're going, mostly it's your GI that gets affected because you change your schedule. So if you're on a really good pooping schedule, meaning you're on a good hydration schedule, meaning you're on a good eating schedule, that might change because an 8-hour change makes it night or evening time somewhere else and then daytime somewhere else. So I think the hardest thing that I had to deal with was regulating my number 2 schedule, my poop schedule, so that it would be back to normal. And then finally yesterday, it was back to normal where I had my morning poops and then everything followed from there. And I knew that everything had caught up finally, but there was this weird stomach sensation. And I think that was mostly because of the poop schedule. So all these things need to be factored into your travel. So make sure you understand your eating cycles, your drinking cycles, your poop schedules. And then when you're traveling 2 to 3 hours, it's not so bad. Jet lag now, 2 to 3 hours is just normal for what we do. Jet lag on a 15, 17-hour trip with an 8-hour time change. So that was pretty gnarly, but great experience. And now I'm sharing that with you. Stay hydrated, eat well, and then know your schedules so that you know when your schedules are off and when they're back on. I hope that helps, guys. Later.